Hey, what's up? Like, totally time for 90210.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Beverly Hills 90210 show. My name is Mark. With me as always is my girlfriend Carol. How you doing, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
It is May 18th, 1995, and we are here to talk to you about Jesus Christ and his plan. His place. Oh wait, no.
Are we at the airport?
No, what are we here to talk about? 90210.
That's correct.
All right. So, a lot of racism in this episode.
Yeah. Like, I mean, the theme was pretty much racism, but there was a lot of, I think, even unintended racism.
There's some casual racism going on in this episode for sure.
It was a little hard to watch.
So why don't you tell me about 90210? No.
So it started out with a meet. I'm still not sure what that meeting was. Was that from the security company or the neighborhood watch?
The what? The
meeting in the beginning of the episode.
Oh, okay. I thought you said the meeting.
What did you think I said?
I don't know. The meeting in the beginning of the episode. It's like a Tupperware party, but it's for fucking security things. It's like, I think they probably got a discount. So the Welches probably got a discount because
James and Candy.
Yeah, James and Candy Welch. That's what they called them.
Yeah.
They probably got a discount because they agreed to have this demonstration with with their friends and neighbors.
Yeah, it seemed like the whole neighborhood almost. Well, not the whole neighborhood, because at this little demonstration, the neighborhood gossip was there actually gossiping about everyone in the neighborhood. So
yeah. All the Jews weren't invited, apparently.
Right?
The Liebermans and the Kaplans.
Yeah, it was quite the list.
I think it was Gabe Kaplan, actually.
Who's Gabe Kaplan?
Welcome back.
Okay.
Your dreams were your ticket out.
But they got this.
Welcome back, Cotter.
Okay, I don't know that. Sorry.
What?
I'm not aware of Welcome Back, Cotter.
Up your nose with a rubber hose.
Not aware of that either.
Get off my case, toilet face.
Okay, you're just being weird.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Hey, Mr. Cotter.
Nope.
Hey.
Is this one of those things where you like my grandpa again, or should I know about it?
It was on when we were kids.
Okay.
When? When we were kids. Are you familiar with an actor by the name of Jonathan Travolta?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in the show.
Okay.
It was the thing that made him a star.
Was it on cable?
No.
Okay, I don't know. I didn't watch it.
It was on ABC, I think.
I must have been watching like some other channel.
It predates cable. It was a 70s show.
I wasn't alive in the 70s.
Yeah,
okay.
Okay, whatever.
And hardly were you. So I don't know what your issue here is, sir. Anyways, I was trying to talk about 90210.
No, you weren't.
I was.
You were trying to talk about Welcome Back, Cotter.
No.
But failing.
Okay, so this
is our Welcome Back, Cotter show. Mr. Bookman.
I will hurt you.
I know, I think that's...
Not in the fun way.
What?
The kind of way where you cry.
That is still the fun way, though. That doesn't differentiate.
Anyways. They had a bunch of people over for a demonstration on an alarm system that they got installed in their house.
Mm-hmm.
Which is dumb as hell. It's one of those ones that goes off and you got to put in a code to turn it off and it goes off all easy and shit. Like, why would you want that? What?
I just loved that 5-second review for the security system. It goes off all easy and shit.
Well, it does.
Brinks. It goes off all easy and shit.
Like, how many times did it go off in this episode?
Yeah, I mean, it was a running gag. Yeah. But there was something wrong with it. It was broken.
Yeah.
They would type their code in, whatever. I don't remember what it was, but...
2514.
It wouldn't work.
And then, the dad would punch it and then it'd turn off. So
Yeah.
that works.
He fixed it the same way that that the Fonzie would fix a jukebox.
Right? And so
Hey.
so when the neighborhood gossip lady was gossiping to Cindy,
The Gossip Girl.
she said the new neighbors had moved into, some house. And Cindy's like, well, what's wrong with them? And she's like,
Oh, you'll see. Yeah, seriously. She says something bad about the Liebermans, and she says something bad about the Kaplans. And she's like, and those new people that moved into the, generic white person name house. I can't remember what it was, but the Walker house, I think, or something like that. And she's like, well, you'll see. And I was like, oh, is it more Jews? Like, is she just prejudiced against Jews? But no, it turns out they're black. Which apparently is even worse than being a Jew.
Apparently, because she can't say
Yeah,
it.
you can't even mention it.
Yeah. So the next morning, Brandon, is that where we go?
Brandon!
Brandon. Oh, wait. No, we're at school first.
What?
School.
Oh my God.
It's been a long day. At school, Andrea is
Who you claim
drooling.
is Spanish, by the way, right? You think
Yes.
she's Spanish?
Yes.
Gabriela Carteres.
Carteras. Yes.
Guess
I do.
what?
What?
I did some research. I poured through magazines and newspapers and did my research at the library. Born in Scottsdale, Arizona, to a Jewish mother.
Okay, so that's where the nose comes from.
Oh, wow. Talk about racism. And a Greek father.
That's where the
She's
nose comes from.
Greek.
Ooh, it was both sides.
I love that you don't take the opportunity to be better in any way. You're just like, oh, okay, more racism.
Well, I mean, I said during the episode she has a Roman nose.
Right. Mediterranean nose, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I was right.
Yes, I guess you were, yeah.
I was wrong about her being Spanish, but I was
Right.
right about her nose.
Yeah, she's Greek.
So, anyways,
A wonder that she was ever born.
Carteras. I guess that's Greek. That could be Greek.
Yeah. A wonder that she's ever born considering her father was Greek.
What?
They like to have sex in the ass. So I'm just being racist.
What?
I'm just being racist along with you.
I've
never heard
that.
Oh, okay.
I've heard about Jewish people having sex through sheets. I have not heard about
If you're
people doing it
Hasidic,
in the
yeah.
ass.
If you're very stringently Hasidic, sure.
Now, Hasidic Jews have the long sideburns and the hats, right?
Yep.
Okay. Do they really do that? I mean, that's got to be a lie, right?
No, that's true.
Really?
Yeah.
Weird. Okay.
Do you ever hear about Jewish foreplay?
No.
4 hours of begging.
What?
4 hours of begging.
Begging. Okay. I thought you said 4 hours of banging, and I'm like, how is that foreplay? Anyways, back to the show. Andrea is drooling over these photos that...
What?
What? Did you not hear me? What is your issue?
What is she drooling over?
I said the photos.
Why is she drooling?
Because they're good.
Because they're good.
You're really irritating me today. I've
What do
got
you-
to tell you.
You would describe, I'd say fawning. I don't know,
Okay.
I'd say drooling.
Whatever. She wants to get the person who took the pictures to be the new staff photographer.
Right. And his name is Thurston Howell III.
It
Lovely.
it was something the third, but I
Yeah.
don't remember what.
I don't know.
Shoot. Yeah.
Rembrandt. It started with an R.
Robinson?
Reginald?
I don't know.
I think it was Reginald.
Some kid the
Reginald Archibald the Third.
Yeah. So she doesn't know who he is. She has not met him yet. And she sends Brandon off to find him and ask him to be the staff photographer. So he walks into the class that he is told this person's in and assumes for some reason, I don't know why, that this white kid sitting there was the guy.
He looked like a Thurston Howell. That's why.
You think?
He had an ascot and everything, yeah.
So he looked around and went, who is the most like
Snobby,
looking guy in the room.
If there was someone whose bottom teeth were just like jutted out like this, then he probably would have said them. You know, we should point out that that Andrea couldn't see him because apparently she can't see anything except her nose in her field of vision.
You know what, though? Donna still has a bigger nose than her. Mm-hmm. So,
You know, Jewish. You know,
is she?
Aaron Tori Spelling. Yeah, she's
You
Jewish.
say that like I should know that that's a Jewish name.
Well, no, but Aaron Spelling is pretty Jewish.
I don't know him either.
That's the creator.
I mean, I know who
Or
he is, but
not
I
the
don't.
creator.
I'm not familiar
Darren
with.
Star created the show, but he's one of the big producers.
I'm not familiar with his like ancestry, so sorry.
He lost people in the Holocaust, you know. Never forget.
Okay, you're being weird. You made it weird.
Actually, I
Anyways.
don't even know that for a fact.
I'm sure. I'm sure you don't. That's what. And imagine if he did, and it's like you're making fun of it.
I'm not making fun of it.
Anyways, moving on. It ends up being the young black kid in the quarter
You
that
ever,
he is looking for, and he looks all shocked.
you ever hear the best joke ever, though, is this guy dies and goes to heaven, and God meets him at the pearly gates, and he tells a Holocaust joke, and God says, "That's not funny," and he goes, "Well, I guess you had to be there."
Crickets.
Everybody's
That is the
laughing.
sound that we
Everyone's
should
laughing.
Have playing here.
Everyone is laughing.
Nobody is
listening
laughing.
along. It's a thinker. It's very cerebral.
Okay.
Whatever. What's the most cerebral show you've ever watched?
Honey,
What?
We're
What's
talking
the
about
most
this
cerebral
show.
show that you've ever watched?
I don't know.
No?
I can't think of a cerebral show right now.
See, I would have said Frasier. It's a pretty cerebral show.
Okay.
But my answer is St. Elsewhere.
Oh,
I got you all again.
congratulations. Anyway, you weirdo.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even remember what I was talking about.
You were
Got
talking
me all
about,
distracted.
you're talking about drooling and photographs. Oh, and Reginald and the black guy. And then Brandon's shocked.
Yeah, he's all
Do you
shocked.
really think he looked that shocked?
He looked a little like, oh.
No, black people can have three names too.
Yeah, so... So he
I thought
talked...
your name was Unganye.
Oh my god.
It wasn't that far, right?
So he talks to the kid, and he asks him about, you know, whether or not he would want to be the staff photographer and stuff. And he does. And he asks him for a ride home. And they're kind of like, you know, having fun and being friendly and making jokes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he drops him off at home. On the way, he finds out that his dad is the Papa's Popcorn King or something like that.
It's you know, whatever.
He has some fancy popcorn
Pop
company.
Secret or
Right.
what, Orville Redenbacher. That's his dad.
Yeah. So
His dad actually is Orville.
we get the exposition on the family that like they're actually from Inglewood, which I think is a little racist that like the black people they move into the neighborhood have to be from Inglewood.
Right. We can't be from some nondescript suburb of Los Angeles.
Right.
We're from Watts.
So yeah, and he's like, and my dad's been promising my mom, you know, that he'll get her into West Beverly Hills or whatever, and so he did.
They could have been from Riverside, you know.
See, but I'm not familiar with Riverside. I think like Inglewood's probably the only one that like everybody like know.
Yeah, Inglewood and like Watts. Watts would be worse.
Okay, I don't know Watts,
All right.
but I believe you. Probably everyone else does.
Compton.
I know Compton, yeah.
Yeah. Compton, Watts, Inglewood. Yeah.
Anyways, that's where they're from.
Not from Long Beach.
That's Florida, isn't it?
No, California, Long Beach, California.
Oh, okay.
Continue.
He asks him for a ride again in the morning. In the morning when Brandon comes.
He spent the night, right?
What?
He spent the night, I said.
No, he didn't. Why would you say that? They live like 3 doors away. Why would he spend the night?
Because the way you told that story, how it sounded.
What?
He drops him off. Okay, he drops the dude off, and the dude's like, hey, or Brandon says, hey, how about a lifetime supply of that popcorn or whatever? Basically, he tries to get free popcorn out of him. And he says, well, you probably could get that if you give me a ride to school every day.
Right.
Or whatever. And he's like, oh, yeah, I can do that, whatever. And then he goes to back out of the thing, and he hits the sister's car. That happens that day.
Okay. So, yeah.
You
so,
dick.
I mean, I know that happens that day. That's what I was trying to get to.
You said
but then you interrupted
day.
me.
You said the next day. The next morning he comes back. That's what you said. Right. You were wrong. Exactly. Good realization.
Good for you. Are you happy now?
Good for you.
So, yeah, he backs into his sister's car.
Yes.
And they get into a shouting match about whose fault it is. But, like you said, it was obviously Brandon's fault it was obviously the sister's fault because Brandon was backing out.
What's the sister's name? Reese's?
Charisse. He tries to call her Reese, and she's like, don't ever call me Reese.
Played by the lovely and talented Vivica A. Fox.
I think it's funny that we remember her first name and the actress's name, but we cannot remember the brother's name at all.
Thurston Howell III.
It is not, though.
You recognize her from an episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, though, I believe. Right?
Okay.
She was on an episode of that.
Cool.
It is cool.
Okay.
It's very cool.
So
she was also in a comedy movie called Called
what now?
I don't know. I'm not going to go through the whole name.
Okay. So at home, Brandon is like all fired up and, wants to, take her to court or whatever. Right. And she is having the exact same conversation with her family about wanting to take him to court. Mm-hmm. Now, this is a fender bender. Like, both their vehicles will survive. It's like a dent.
If that, yeah.
Right.
I mean, you could take this out on your own.
So, yeah. Except they're both really nice cars. So,
yeah.
I mean, I think it's a bigger deal when you have a really nice car. Like, do I care if there's a dent in my beat up piece of crap? No.
Okay.
Would I care if it was a classic car or like a new sports car? Sure.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's why they're upset, because they actually care about their cars instead of most teenagers who, have the old beat up pieces of crap.
Yeah, like me.
They're spoiled. This is spoiled rich kid problems.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, they both get sent to the other one's house to say that they will pay for the damages because neither parent wants to start a problem with the other family.
Right.
And, it's obvious that the Walshes don't want to because this family is black. Mm-hmm. And it's obvious that this family doesn't want to because they are black and they don't want to,
stir the pot.
Yeah.
So to speak.
It becomes a race thing when it shouldn't have to be. But it is.
But everything's a race thing.
And in this interaction, now they're all smiley and happy and a little flirty.
Yeah, I would say so.
And, every time they talk from now on, it looks like they're about to kiss. Did you get that? It's like they have some kind of chemistry.
Yeah, something. I mean, she'll never be on the show again, but something. Some kind of chemistry.
Which is weird because we find out she has a boyfriend.
Yeah, DeMarco Demetrius or something like that.
Something like that. DeMars.
Delmonico Steaks. I think that's his name.
Delmonico sounds right.
Devo? Devon?
I don't know. It definitely was a D, though.
Devotion.
So, and he works at a place called Tamales? Hot Tamales?
I don't know. Tamale
They
now.
sell tamales.
Get your tamales.
Right, and she wants to have him
Black people like Mexican food, too. I think is what it's called.
Okay.
This is a universal like taste for everybody.
It is.
Yeah. Like it's like Italian food.
They have Cajun popcorn though. I don't think that's a for everybody food.
Cajun?
Yeah.
What's Cajun?
Cajun.
You mean Cajun?
Yeah. Cajun.
You know, I have relatives in New Orleans, right? Well, Cajun.
But I'm just saying,
It's your Cajun.
unless you're from New Orleans or the
New
South,
Orleans, yeah.
then you probably don't want Cajun popcorn.
I don't know. I'd take some Cajun popcorn.
I would not. Oh my God, that sounds terrible.
Well, don't you like Thai food?
Yes. Do
Yeah.
I like Thai food popcorn?
What?
Probably not.
What is that bad? What are you talking about?
I don't want my popcorn to burn.
Oh, all right.
So, the family, the mom and dad
Which
are...
family?
Okay, we are with the Thurston Howell III family.
Ash.
Ash.
The last name is Ash.
Good job.
This episode is called Ashes to Ashes.
Okay, so the Ash family. The dad is
The
getting...
Ashy family.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
Too bad the dad doesn't produce lotion.
Oh, no, you did not.
That's a joke for all my black friends out there. Because the white people are going to listen to that and be like, what?
What's Ashy?
Oh, what are you talking about?
No, I already had that conversation. Ashy, what do you mean? Yeah. When I had to explain that, no, I don't get ashy. I get dry skin.
White people don't get ashy.
It's not the same thing.
It doesn't look the same.
It is the same, but
Yeah.
it does not look the
It's
same.
the exact same thing, but it doesn't look the same.
Right. Anyway.
It's like when a black person gets a sunburn. You ever seen
Right.
that?
No, I haven't. Literally have not ever seen sunburnt black skin.
Like a lobster. Bright red.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It looks weird.
Yeah,
Because
I've
it's
never
much
seen
harder for obviously for a black person to get a sunburn because their skin's made to absorb more sun, thus why it's darker.
Like my sister, she's a half sister, so she has some like Armenian.
Oh, okay.
No, Armenian, which is like what, Eastern Europe? I don't know.
Yeah, the eastern to southern.
Middle East.
Yeah, you're getting down into the Middle East in Armenia.
All I know is she turns like olive in the sun. Mm-hmm. I've never seen her burn either. Like,
Well, that's the skin tone of those people because they're in a it's all relative to how much sunlight each land gets
Right.
throughout the year. The closer you are to the equator, the darker your skin's going to be.
now, me, my ancestry is Irish and Scottish, and if I am in the sun for more than, I don't know, 2 minutes, I turn red like a cherry.
The whitest people on the planet.
It's very depressing. I got all distracted, and I forgot where I was again.
We were talking about ashiness and the problem we're talking about the Ash family. And we're talking about, I don't know where we were. Okay. They meet, they say like, oh, we're going to be friends now and everything.
Oh.
But she still goes to the old school because she doesn't want to go to West Beverly.
Yeah. She's like, her brother says that she's like racist against white people, basically, as like his reason as to why.
I think that's a joke, but yeah.
He doesn't say it in a jokey way.
No, but she doesn't seem racist
She
against white
doesn't.
people in any way.
So yeah, I don't understand, but I think it's because she just wants to be closer to her old friends and her boyfriend.
Yeah, she liked her a lot about her old life, and she doesn't like the snobbiness of Beverly Hills, which is
Right.
fine because I don't either. But yeah, she Schnoz asks Brandon to get an interview with this woman about her life, the fact that she doesn't want to go to West Beverly.
Yeah, because Andrea says that, she takes like 2 buses to get there, and this girl drives like halfway across the universe to not go there. Mm-hmm. So she wants to understand why.
Yeah.
It seems like it should be pretty easy to understand.
I would. I mean, hey, do you want to go to a school where there's like 2 other black people and you're surrounded by whites, or do you want to go to a school with a bunch of people that look like you? You know what I mean?
Right. And I mean, I was in that situation in middle school where I was like literally the only white person in my class, and it kind of sucked.
Yeah, I imagine it would.
I mean, eventually it was fine, but like at first it was pretty terrifying. And I think that most people would feel that way.
Yeah, and I don't think it's necessarily a race thing or
No,
a
it's
racist
just-
thing. It's if you're the only different one of a bunch of like if you were the only cat amongst a bunch of dogs, you'd feel out of place.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, you feel like no matter what's going on, it's like you're the different one.
Yeah.
You're the one that people are looking at. You aren't reacting the way that they think you should or how you should because you don't know what the normal is.
Exactly.
Like I didn't know what a lot of things that they said meant when it took a while.
Yeah, it's like, if you're the black kid and you're the only one in the cafeteria not eating a mayonnaise sandwich.
Right. Looking for the hot sauce and they just don't have it in that cafeteria.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
So, no, I totally get it. So he's supposed to be trying to get an interview with her, and he asks this kid who wants to be the sports, or not the sports,
just the photographer.
For
the Blaze.
And by the way, I thought they already offered him that. But
the West Beverly Blaze.
It sounds like a bunch of stoners.
What a terrible name for a paper.
But he makes it sound like he has to get him this interview with his sister in order to get that, which is terrible. Now, Andrea suggested that too.
Yeah.
And very, very...
A lot of the pushiness comes from her because she is a user.
Mm-hmm. So he's like, it's up to her. I don't know. I can, try. And then he invites him over to dinner. Mm-hmm. And like I said, his parents were going out. The dad's getting an award.
From the Chamber of Commerce.
And Brandon overhears Charisse on the phone with her boyfriend, breaking up with him, basically.
Mm-hmm. He's like, I don't know if I want to come and everything. She's like, if you want to break up with me, fine.
Right.
Don't use Beverly Hills as an excuse, you bastard.
So, yeah. She breaks up with her boyfriend on the phone. And Brandon...
What the fuck? And the phone? What's with you today? Have I influenced you that much that you're just now doing all weird pronunciations too?
I don't know.
That's what comedy's become on this show now, guys. Sorry. It's just me and Carol saying things weird.
Okay.
What? Why are you looking like that? You call me out all the time when I say stuff. And now you're just going to sit there and look embarrassed.
Yeah, because they can't see me, so you didn't really have to say that, but thanks. Gonna go hide in a corner now. Anyway. He invites her out. He asks her on a date, basically. And takes her to the Peach Pit and introduces her to everybody, leaving her brother at home.
Yeah.
With, by the way, the only thing the parents said that they had to eat because they've just moved in is freaking popcorn.
Right.
Who eats popcorn for dinner? Bring that child to the Peach Pit and give him some food.
Exactly. I agree.
It's just that made me so mad for him. And he ends up getting upset with him later about that. But anyways, what happens next?
I don't know. They really gloss through the thing. Kelly says to him like, "Hey, real cool. This is cool, Brandon.
Hip.
Very hip
Very
of
hip.
you." Right.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, Kelly,
Don't you want to just hit her?
calm down. And then the next day they're like, "So what happened with the Charisse? And everything."
Oh yeah. Then they said I need jungle fever.
Well, Steve said
that.
Of course, that's Steve's line.
Right. But, I mean, he's with Kelly, and he's acting very chummy with her. Like, at the Peach Pit, he had his arm around her, and now they're walking together. Like, what is going on there?
I don't know.
Brandon's like, you two should get back together. It's like, I think they already did.
Maybe. You think they've been seeing each other on the side?
Maybe they're just having sex.
Could be.
Ugh. Steve. It's hard to imagine. Anyway.
Yep. That's right. No, so then we see Devotion Delmonico Steaks at work.
DeMarco.
I think his name's Devon.
DeMar.
Devon DeMar or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's a really weird name. It's almost like he has two first names.
Yeah, but they both start with a D.
So dumb. But anyway, it is dumb. I'm sorry, but it's dumb.
It is not.
I don't like people that have two first names.
But that both start with the same letter, or that they have two first names? Because I
two
said
first
two
names.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not talking about you. We're not going to reveal your last name, but your initials are CC.
They are alliterative, and I like it.
Yeah, well, that'll never change because you're never marrying me. That's what you said. way back when we started this program.
Yeah, well, you keep embarrassing me on the show, and see what happens. Maybe not. He's staring me down. So, her boyfriend, DeMars, whatever,
Diminutive
decides
Delmontico.
to be romantic with the urging of his coworker or boss, or I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. He's a white guy, so he's probably his boss.
I think he was like Hispanic, actually.
I don't know.
And that would make more sense.
I don't see race.
Because if he was the owner of the tamale place,
I don't see race. I don't know.
Anyways, he looked kind of like he looks like John Travolta.
From Welcome Back, Kotter. Exactly.
But he tells him,
hey, Mr. Kotter.
I'll close for you tonight. Get out of here. Go see your girl.
Vinny Barbarino.
He tells him to bring her some strawberry yogurt and flowers.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Maybe she just likes strawberry yogurt. I don't know.
But how does he know that?
I don't know. It's very weird.
Yeah.
So, and then he asks him for a ride because he doesn't have a car, which is another reason why I think
he asks to borrow his car.
Oh, did he?
He said, "Can I use your ride?"
Oh, use your ride. Okay. So, yeah, he doesn't have a car. He borrows this guy's car, which is another reason why I think it's super unfair of her to be putting all this pressure on him to come when he doesn't even have transportation.
Right.
She has a car.
Plus, I feel like there's a reason why he didn't come, or like why he was hesitant to come.
Well, yeah.
And we see the reason.
Yeah, because he doesn't have the exact address, first of all. So he is parked the car and is wandering around in the neighborhood on the street that he thinks she lives on.
He knows the street, he just doesn't know the number.
With a bag and a bouquet of flowers.
He looks like a normal person.
Yeah. With a bouquet of flowers. Who robs people with a bouquet of flowers in their hand?
Right. Is that like as a cover? You break into somebody's house and they're like, what? And they're like, it's an aggressive telegram.
So this alarm that the Walshes got installed keeps going off, like we said. And the security
it has performance anxiety problems. It goes off real quick.
Yeah. So security comes, and they see him wandering around. There have been a bunch of break-ins, apparently, in the neighborhood before this family moved in, which the dad made a point of saying he's so glad that it started before they moved in.
Richard Roundtree, by the way.
Yeah.
For all of those you people out there.
All of those you?
Yeah.
Like all you?
Yeah. Shaft.
What?
Shaft.
Shaft?
Shaft.
Okay. Your Shaft?
Richard Roundtree.
These assholes see him walking around and stop him and pick up the bag and throw it.
Yeah. What's in this?
And just toss it. They don't even look to see.
Is it a bomb?
Like he said, it was yogurt. Like they don't even look to see if it's yogurt.
And then he's like, "Are you gonna harass me just because I'm walking on the street?" And then they slam him against the car, punch him in the face.
Yeah.
And they're like, the guy's like, "Just give me a reason." And it's like, yeah, exactly. You have no reason for what you're doing. There's no reason for what you're doing.
Yeah. It was pretty upsetting.
But then Brandon brings up an interesting point because this becomes, gossip of the neighborhood and everything. The Black family, obviously, the Ashes, they're embarrassed because...
Why should they be, though?
They're embarrassed because, this happened to a black guy in their neighborhood, and I get it. I understand being upset about it, being angry about it, being sad about it, but I also understand being embarrassed about it because I'm sure they're thinking to themselves. And I mean, things, even in the last 4 years, even though it hasn't been that long, things have changed a little bit, thankfully, at least a little bit. But I can see, especially, late 80s, early 90s, they're thinking being, well, we caused this problem, quote unquote, because he wouldn't be here if it weren't for, or at least the dad's yelling at the daughter, because, he wouldn't have been here if you hadn't invited him over and stuff like that. And everything, so it wouldn't have happened.
I don't understand
it's the wrong way to look at it, but...
How can he have that thought, though? Because he has a son, right? His son could have been going for a walk.
Uh-huh.
And the same thing happened to him. What are you going to do? Yell at him because he's there? You live there. You know what I mean? Right. You don't blame... That's victim blaming.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing is, Brandon brings up an interesting point about these security people. Who do they answer to? Who are they accountable to? Like police, at least, supposedly are accountable to the people, because the people pay their salary and all that stuff. Who are these security guards, these private security people accountable to?
I guess just their boss.
And what governs that? What governs them? What
Right.
can they do? What can't they do? And all that stuff.
Apparently, they think they can put their hands all over people because
Well,
they sure did.
That's what I'm saying. So, it's a problem.
Yeah.
When you have people who might be racist or are at least profiling black people, saying like, oh, he probably did it because he's black. That's the only reason. Because there's no... He didn't, like you said, he didn't have a weapon. He didn't look suspicious in any way. He had a bouquet of flowers and a bag. And they were...
That contained strawberry yogurt.
Yeah. And they were... And they flipped out like that.
And I mean, it's sad. I mean, there are 100 things that could have gone differently to prevent it from happening. It's terrible that it happened. I don't think anyone should feel embarrassed except for the freaking security guards, but they do. The family's upset. The guy, like, nobody wants to talk about it. Like, Brandon's all frustrated because he's like, this is wrong and I want to bring it to light and, make sure everybody knows about it. But nobody actually wants to talk about it.
Yeah. Well, that's part of the problem, too, is that no one wants to talk about it.
Yeah, because it's uncomfortable.
And they bring up the Rodney King thing. Mm-hmm. And it's like, that happened. And, the guy was like, the extraordinary thing about it wasn't that it happened, because that happens all the time. What was extraordinary about it is that someone videotaped it, basically, and people got to see it. But we know that, and that's the thing. Like I told you that before about the, OJ when they arrested OJ, and people are whispering, like maybe they framed him and stuff like that, and it's like, yeah, well, it seems far fetched, and maybe he did it, maybe he didn't do it. I don't know. We'll see, and we'll see what what happens in court. But it's like, could I see the LAPD doing something like that? Yeah, because they're fucking evil. Because the LAPD is like one of the most racist fucking organizations that exist,
right? That
just target and profile black people and beat them and harass them on the street. That's why Ice Cube wrote "Fuck the Police." That's why Ice Cube wrote "Fuck the Police." That's why the Rodney King thing happened. That guy said, everybody, that shit happened all the time. It's just like people finally got to see it for once. And so the people that weren't black outside of Los Angeles could see, oh, hey, look how fucking horrible, they are. And those cops got away with it.
Yeah.
And these security guards got away with it.
Yeah, I mean, because the only place where it's getting talked about in the end is the freaking school newspaper.
Right. Like, that's going to do anything.
Right.
So. Dylan reads it, and he's like, when we stop looking at humanity as individuals, and look at them as groups or whatever, then we've lost as a generation or whatever. And he goes, that's very elegant or eloquent. And it's like, that's just a writer filleting himself, basically.
I thought it was gross the first time you said it. It's gross the second time you said it.
But it is. I mean, that's basically what it is. It's just like, yeah, that's right.
It's good writing.
What I wrote so good. I'm going to make one of the characters say that writing's so good. It's like, it's not that eloquent, by the way.
No, I mean, I think the writer just wanted to give some kind of closing sentence to his essay on racism this episode was. And that was it. So.
Anyway. But that's basically it. That's basically the end of the episode.
Not the whole episode. I mean, like, Brandon actually, like, goes out there and talks to the guy and stuff. And
to get the interview, yeah.
Yeah.
And they have words, basically.
And then, I guess it's basically the episode. It's just Charisse and her boyfriend are staying together, and her dad no longer has a problem with it because apparently reading Brandon's article changed his mind.
Yeah.
That's got to be some kind of article.
Right.
Because he hated him before they moved to Beverly Hills. He didn't want her with this guy because he said he's a high school dropout.
Right.
Which, that's not changed.
Right. He still is a high school dropout. He just has a black eye now.
Yeah. That doesn't, it doesn't change his character or anything. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. But the guy was talking, the Devon or whatever was talking about how he like his mom had 4 kids and 2 of them are in prison. One of them's on the pipe.
Yeah.
So crack.
Yeah.
And, was the good kid or whatever. The high school dropouts.
And that she had to go out and beg for money to get a ride out there to get him.
He has
the
a
emergency room.
Right. He has a job, though.
They put him in the emergency room.
Yeah, he didn't look like he needed to be in the emergency room. I think that was a bad makeup job on the part of the...
he should have looked a little more roughed up.
Yeah.
It was a depressing episode.
It was. Because, it's not like that stuff doesn't happen still.
Yeah.
We don't hear about it as much, but... it's weird. And we go into chat rooms every once in a while and stuff like that. That connects people more and more and everything.
Right.
I wonder if people will start to hear about this stuff happening more because of that.
Yeah,
because of the open communication.
Maybe in 25 years or so it'll be better, and Black people will be able to walk without fear through a white neighborhood.
It should be. Yeah. I mean. You would think 25
think that could happen.
25 years we would make progress.
Some kind of progress?
Absolutely, yeah.
Not that it would get worse. I mean,
no.
People would get more violent.
Could you imagine?
Imagine if everybody had guns and
Imagine if the country elected someone racist who espoused those kind of beliefs and empowered people that that believed things like this and hid behind little turns of phrases, or I was just joking, or I didn't mean it exactly like that, or stuff like that. Imagine if that happened, and then it became even worse. That would be terrible.
That would be very terrible.
But
so
we're just gonna of course, that's not going to happen.
That doesn't happen.
Right.
No Oompa Loompas would be running our country ever, I'm sure.
Yep. So that's our episode for the week. Carol, tell everyone what to do to stop racism in the world and to listen to our show.
Yeah, so tell your friends, give us the stars, give us the likes, and write us at latefee1994@aol.com.
All right, that is the episode. We will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.